remember a time when Hot Wheels claimed to be leading the way. This is just leading the way to the loony bin, maybe. I mentioned this in our review of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, but recently our old friend Fuzzlebob from Ohio sent us a whole freaking box of games, and it came with a note that read, in comically indecipherable handwriting, "These are some of the worst games I own." But some of those games, actually not that bad. I mean, Asphalt 2 for the DS, decent little racer. Harry Potter, game with Hermione is special game. But this one, holy 10-ton pterodactyl shit, Fuzzlebob. Game with terrible is terrible game. Hot Wheels All Out is like the most budget title that's ever budgeted. I guess technically it's also a racing game. And it kind of goes for the whole retro top-down approach, only it doesn't commit. And nothing's worse than a guy that doesn't commit. Am I right, ladies? Or am I right? So listen, there's no nice way to put this. There's more to do in your local hardware store than there is to do in this game. At least in there you could use your imagination. There are only 4 different locations for the tracks. So even though repeat courses adjust the layout, feels like you're just playing the same 4 over and over, because, adjustments be damned, you kind of are. Another reason things feel repetitive is that nothing ever changes. I mean, there are 17 different cars to choose from, but the only difference is how they look. They handle exactly the same, each and every one of them. So you're kind of racing the same vehicle on the same environments in the same races, over and over. Now, I guess, to be fair, it's not all the same races. There are actually 5. So you have standard races, an eliminator that knocks off the last place player at each checkpoint, your time-based beat-the-clock mode, and then there's stuff like, oh, collect all the parts before time runs out. But I mean, it's just, the only thing you're picking up are the pieces of your shattered soul, which are probably also lying around the track. There's a lot more I could go into here. The broken physics, the clunky racing. I don't see the point, to be honest. That's nothing you can't see for yourself. Besides, I knew I was in for a treat when I started my first race and noticed, like, no music whatsoever. Just, just sound. Kind of. This is like budgeting on a budget. For poor people. So who would I recommend this game to? Well, I mean, that depends. Do you have any enemies? Maybe an ex who hooked up with your cousin? Or hey, are you in fact a superhero? And do you have an evil villain you need to foil? Because if so, this is something, this is definitely something to consider. Or I guess if you have a little brother or something, and they don't mind bumping into air. It's Hot Wheels All Out for the Game Boy Advance.